Hey, what's up, guys? This is Oblivion, and I got a video on fusion monsters today. So, there's a lot of people who wonder what their first fusion monster should be, what they should aim for. Should it be Vero? You know, should it be Panda, Sig? Who should it be? I'm here to kind of help you guide your way onto that. So, first things first, we're going to start with the good Nat 4s that come from Fusion, because obviously they're easier to get. So, the first two you're going to want, as far as for common use, are going to be Fire Vampire. He's very good for dragons, for Necro, PvP. He can be used in TOA. Um, I've even seen him used a couple times in certain things as far as rifts are concerned. Uh, Very useful monster. Very useful. And, you know, if you're trying to just get into entry level RTA or entry level arena, he's a good monster to have. So for him, obviously you just need pretty much all farmable monsters. You do have to summon this one, but easy to get. Next, right here. So, your Beretta. He's going to be your bread and butter for TOA. He's not going to provide you much else. He's not the best in PvP. He can be used, but he's not great. Um, he's really actually not good very many other places. He can be good in some lab content, um, but ultimately he's not the best monster to use outside of everywhere else. But he is fantastic as far as TOA is concerned, and he can really take you from being stuck at TOA 50 or whatever you may be at to really pushing you to that next level. He can really help you out, and you'll use him in TOA hard, and you'll love him. He's got a speed lead, dots, attack bar reduction. You build him on despair, and he's got stuns. He's fantastic. Definitely recommend building him. And again, everything that you need to craft him is pretty easy to come by. So it's just another free to play, easy to get skill ups for, because you just go and fuse skill ups. Can't really beat that. After that, um, realistically, none of the other ones are beginner monsters. But I would say your next one would either be right here, as your nine-tailed fox will help you boost your times in giants. That's pretty much where she stays, is boost your time in giants. But she can be really good. She's a good nuker. So I would go again 1, 2, 3, and then 4. She is fantastic in PvP. Fantastic. Also very easy to skill up, so that helps out a lot as well. Um, Easy to build. You can build her on Swift, so don't worry about oh well, how am I gonna build her? Whatever. She's really easy to build. Honestly, they all really are easy to build. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then if you're really interested, you can build him. Um, PvP monster. Good for 4-star. Um, siege towers and stuff like that. I've seen him used in giants. He does okay. Nothing special. Seen him used in dragons. Again, he's just okay. Nothing special. But if you are in need of a DPS water unit, which I really find unlikely. But if you are, then here's a farmable option. And I've seen her used as well in PvP. So I probably won't build her, but you can. So as far as the 4 stars go, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Now if you don't really need him yet, you can easily justify yourself by getting a Beretta and building a Beretta. I still use Beretta and TOA hard, and I full clear TOA hard. So there's your 4-star. My opinion on where you should build them. I'll get into how to build them here in a little bit, but that's your order for 4 stars. Now for 5 stars. A lot of people are building her first, mainly one because you're just pretty much given the materials to build her. And then, you go out of your way to get some of them, but ultimately you're given the ability to use her. Now, with that being said, he isn't as viable as he once was. A lot of people are no longer bringing in Vero. A lot of people are just replacing a Vero with a Fran because you can easily get Fran and easily get Fran skill ups, so you don't necessarily need to go out and use these materials and need to use Devilmons to fully skill them up, or farm out and just get a bunch of Ifrits to skill them up. You no longer need to worry about doing that right off the bat because you have Fran. Fran's very easy to get. Ancient coins, for those of you who don't know, it costs 100 ancient coins to get her, and then any fairy will give her a skill up. So you can buy fairies from the shop. Very easy, and pretty much just replaces him entirely. So instead of going with him as your first, I would actually go as him as your first. This is going to be your water nuker. He's going to immediately help you getting giants done faster. He'll immediately help you in getting dragons. Can help you in getting fire magic done, stuff like that. He can really help you in pretty much everywhere that you're going to need early on in the game. He'll be your water damage dealer instead of him. Which is why I said it's highly unlikely that you would need to build a water damage dealer. But there you go. That would be my number 1 pick. First pick every time. My number 2 might actually surprise a lot of people because a lot of people would go here. Where Fire Panda is great, Fire Panda is not going to help you in really giants, dragons, TOA. It's not going to help you there. He will help you in rifts. He will help you enter Necro. But he's not going to be the cure to your early game problems if you're trying to push in TOA or if you're trying to push in your early game arena, offense, defense, whatever it may be. It would be her. My opinion is this should be your second. Now, for a couple reasons. One, you can use her and easily get her into doing TOA hard right away. She doesn't need the skill ups as much as some others do. Of course, I would definitely recommend skilling her up as fast as possible because she is fantastic. But she can be used in TOA hard. She can be used in arena offense, arena defense, RTA. she's got a lot going on for her. So if you're looking at just getting to that next level in TOA, maybe you're having trouble on a certain boss. Well, she does an AoE provoke. And then, after her AoE provoke, she automatically gets another turn, and she can put an invincibility shield on her for 1 turn. So, if whoever gets a turn, if they go, they'll hit her, do no damage. So it's essentially just another form of crowd control. Very useful. And she stuns on turn 1. Not a great chance, mind you, but it's a stun. My third would be the Fire Panda. Like I said before, he's going to help you enter Necro. He can help you with your entry-level teams as far as rifts are concerned. He can help you in raids. He doesn't provide a lot going into PvP. He doesn't provide anything going into RTA. But he does provide for the Necro team, and he does provide for rifts and raids. With a defense lead, which is really nice, especially if you're kind of newer in the raids and maybe your monsters are taking a little bit more damage. It's nice to have that. After that, you can really battle yourself between if you want the Ifrit or if you want her. I would probably lean more towards the Ifrit, more towards Vero, because he's not as hard to rune as she is. She needs a lot of runes. Decent rune quality is a must for her. And if you don't really have it, if you haven't gone out of your way to get something for her, she's going to be subpar. I mean, she'll still do crazy damage, especially with the buff she just got. But she's not going to be as good as she once was, or as good as she could be, I should say. So, if you go out and you're like, you know what, I really need the pure damage from her, go ahead, get her. But ultimately, he is probably the better bet unless you have the rune quality to make her work. Also, like I said, he's pretty easy to get. I mean, you're given a couple of the pieces to get him, so might as well get him whenever you can get him. Doesn't mean you have to build him, but get him. And then the last person I would get, right here. The reason being is he's really just a fun toy to use. If you're watching this video and you're actually getting something like tremendous out of this video, it means you don't have the rune quality to do the raid team that he's a part of, which takes tremendous rune quality. And you need a lot of build-up to make him work. He's pretty good. He can be good, at least, in arenas if you're early in the game for arenas. He can be pretty good in guild content, considering he has a guild attack, 44% attack in guild. He takes a lot of prep time on a lot of different monsters to really work out to his full potential. But again, he is pretty good, so you can go ahead and you can use him, but you don't have to if you are, I would just make him your last, because you do need good runes to make him worth it. And lastly, I do want to bring her up. She is good once you get higher. She's not great for early game. If you summon one, great, but I wouldn't go out of your way to fuse her. She's a fun toy, but she doesn't give you much of anything. So if you summon her, great. Otherwise, I wouldn't worry about her too much. Now, I'm going to do a quick rundown of some of the fusion monsters, and how you can build them. So, my SIG is on Fatal and Broken, and obviously I went attack, crit damage, attack. You don't need a lot of speed on him. You're not really worried about speed. You're worried more about crit rate. I probably should have put more accuracy on him, but it is what it is. He hits like a freaking truck, as you can see. And so because he hits so hard, I just don't even worry about if this freezes him or not. But obviously, it goes off crit, so that's nice. Now, I think, yeah, I got Vertahil right here. Oh Lord, you do want him on Revenge. Now the reason being is because of his passive. Crit hits increase your attack bar. So, say he gets attacked, he revenges. If you have 100% crit, which if you're building him remotely smart, he does have 100% crit. You can just go from boom, your guys can almost instantly get a turn, and it's each attack, and both of his attacks do multiple attacks. So, I mean, that's just 2, so that increases it by 40 right there. It's very good. I don't have mine built for PvP right now, but I got him on speed, crit rate, and attack. This rune, if you want to build him for a PvP or for early game sustaining dragons and stuff like that, you will want to put this as HP rune. You'll want him to be a little bit tankier than what mine is. You'll want to look for some, maybe instead of attack right here, you could look for a defense or an HP. You'll just want him a little bit tankier than what mine is. Here's the other one. Again, you want him on Swift. I probably could have and should have put him on speed here and then crit damage attack, but he's got decent enough speed for what I need him for, so is what it is. And then of course revenge runes, you don't have to put him on revenge runes. You can put him on blade if you're lacking crit rate or whatever you may need him for. I have him on revenge. You don't have to. Harmonia, another really good one. I have her on Violent Nemesis with speed, HP, defense. You want her tanky. You want her to have a good amount of health. And you want her to be fast. You, of course, don't want her to be too fast because she's a healer with immunity and, if your opponent deals damage to you, you can immediately deal damage right back at him with her and heal your ally. Very good. Easy to use skill. I don't think I have another one of the... No. Okay. Her, like I said before, she's great for TOA, etc. I put her on Violent. You really do want to put her on Violent, and then Violent Revenge. That Revenge is really good. It's a 15% chance for her to attack back. When she attacks, she heals, and she gives that possibility of getting the stun. So having that 15% chance to stun is increased when she gets multiple attacks. I went speed because I used mine for both TOA hard, and PvP. I use her for RTA, arena defense, and arena offense. Then I went HP. With defense subs, obviously. As you can see, she has almost 800 plus defense, so you don't need to worry about attack on her. I would focus primarily on the HP, and then from there, go defense, and then once you get to the point where you're ready to do PvP with her, get some speed going. In your TOA teams, you do want her to be one of the faster people so that she can go and she can provoke, but she doesn't have to be. just make sure she goes before anyone else. I talked about Fran a little bit ago as the replacement to Vero, so I'll just briefly go over her. She gives attack power buff and immunity for 2 turns on a 4-turn cooldown. If you put her on Violent, she has a 22% chance, of course, to get another turn, making that 4-turn cooldown seem like a lot less. She also removes all harmful effects on skill 2 and gives a heal. And her skill 3 hits multiple times and has a chance to weaken the attack power and reduce attack bar. Very good monster, very easy to get. Here is my panda. I don't have him skilled up. I've just been kind of tinkering with him, if I'm being honest. I've got him on fight. Basically, he's 100% a support. Like, he's fight, and then he's got tolerance and broken. He's 100% here for support. And I recommend kind of building him that way because he's not there to do the damage. He's not there for anything other than staying alive and supporting your other monsters. So if you put him on fight, you put him on tolerance, or you put him on anything really, anything to help you, you can even put him on fight tolerance or whatever it may be. It'll all really help him out. I like to have mine built with a lot of resistance. The reason for that is because he will be put in as a raid unit, especially when I'm running 2 teams. I definitely use him in my second team for raids. And the more resistance you have on a monster for raids, the better. That was a misclick, so don't worry about that one. Here's my Beretta, and I do believe that this is the only way to build Beretta is on Despair. If your Beretta's not on Despair, then you have a lot of missed opportunity here, considering this does an AoE, so that's a potential chance for an AoE stun. This can not only bring the attack bar down to 0, which you're most likely using on the boss so you won't get a stun, but if you aren't, for whatever reason, or you're autoing, this can provide a stun, and then it's just basic attack can provide another stun. So really big missed opportunity if you're not running him on Despair. I have mine on speed, HP, accuracy. You want accuracy because of the dots, obviously. And then I put him on energy runes to give him that little boost in health. I can also probably max this rune out, or actually rather replace it since it's a 5-star. But I don't need to, so I haven't gotten to it yet. But that's your Beretta. Beretta's very strong, very useful monster. Alright, so this is kind of what I mean by having her built. She's very needy. You really need 180 plus or more for crit damage. You really need high crit rate. You really need high bonus attack. Of course, you don't need too much as far as support stats go, because if you're using her to nuke someone. You're really using her to take somebody down. So mine is attack, crit damage, attack. Obviously, you are going to find a theme for most mid-game and end-game players. Crit damage is pretty much the go-to for slot 4, and speed is mostly the go-to for slot 2. In this case, you want that extra damage, so there you go. I have her on Rage Blade. The reason I did that is for the bonus to crit damage and the bonus to crit rate. So obviously I still need to skill her up, but even unskilled, she does tremendous damage. She offers an arena resist lead, which is pretty much useless. It's not. I mean, it's not useless. It's just there are better leads to go with, and also on top of that, there's just so few people who bring her into PvP. But if you want a crazy amount of resistance and a damage dealer who can potentially just decimate a person early game, there you go. Also, Darian and Bella are both fantastic choices. Don't miss your opportunities on them, please. So now we go into Vero. Obviously, like you can see, I took runes off of him. I will likely take more runes off of him. But I have him, or had him rather, on Vio and Shield. You can have him on Vio Energy. You can have him on Vio Will. Just, you're going to want to go speed. I went HP here. I know that for sure. And attack. You don't have to go attack here. You can go anything. You can go for HP again, or whatever could help you out. Whatever you feel that you're going to need help with. His skill 2 stuns, does damage. It's proportionate to your HP, which is why, again, you don't really need to have the attack here. And then turn 2, or turn 1, sorry, has the continuous damage on a 50% chance, and this damage is, of course, going to be off your attack speed. This removes harmful effects, which, if you have Fran, you essentially have immunity, so you don't need to worry about that. And it'll recover a little bit of HP, which Fran covers much better. HP lead, so that is kind of nice if you're early game. So if you're going to get him for a reason, really, the HP lead is probably it. And then, honestly, I was building him, and then I stopped. He, like I said, he's good, but he's not great. So I just have okay runes on him, nothing extravagant. I mean, this is a 5-star hero rune. But he is good. You want accuracy on him. You want crit rate, crit damage, and attack on him. And he can be fantastic for you. He also comes with, like I said before, the 44% increased attack power, which is another reason you're going to want attack on him, because in guild content, he can hit like a truck. But, you know, is what it is. He requires a lot of heavy runes, a lot of stuff that you don't necessarily need to worry yourself with early on in the game. So that's pretty much how I would do most of that. I think I covered all the important ones, the important fusions. If you have any questions, comments, you know, just leave a comment down below. I'll get to you as soon as I can. I check the comments a couple times a day, so don't worry. Feel free to leave a comment, and I'll get back to you the moment I have a chance. If you liked the video, the team and I would really appreciate it if you could leave a like and subscribe. Thank you guys. Hope to see you guys in the next one. Have a good day.